Are you looking to build your business from raving fans because you serve them so well and you take care of them that they want to refer you to everybody that they know? Well, there's nobody better to help you with that than Shannon Milligan. This video is from a recent recording of the Agent Rise Webathon. If you want more videos like this, along with all of the resources, make sure you text the word Agent Rise to 44222. Again, text Agent Rise, all one word, to 44222. And now, without further ado, here's Shannon Milligan showing us how to build a VIP group to have raving fans. And I hear the 12 o'clock whistle going on in my town right now. So we are like right on. So I'm going to hand it over to Shannon. Shannon Milligan is an agent in Richmond, Virginia. She absolutely crushes it. And she is going to talk about her VIP group, which is amazing. So Shannon, it's all yours.
Thank you, Neil. Thank you so much for putting this together. I think it's amazing to see how people are rising up, Agent Rise, to the challenge of helping each other during this time. And I truly believe what you do now is what's going to show up here in the coming months. I believe that right now we might not have a lot of people being slow in this moment because we are finishing out transactions and people that we were working with before this. But let's not mistake that for being busy with new business. So we have to continue to work our databases, continue to put things into place that will help you attract new business. And so today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about my Raving Fans Club and what I've been implementing in my business that has been helping me to work by referral only. So about a year and a half ago, I thought, what happens if I stop buying leads? Now, I know Neil will tell you that you need to do three things, and you need to attract leads, you need to chase leads, and you have your sphere. And I completely agree. But I wanted to see an experiment of what would happen if I stopped buying all leads and I took that money and I put it back into my sphere and into my past clients. And it just exploded. We sold more houses than we've ever sold last year. I think we sold around 53. This year to date, after everything that we have that's pending, I think I'm at like 23, somewhere in there, and it's only April 1st. So it's just been a great experiment for me, and it's been wonderful. And the quality of the people that I'm working with has increased because of this. So what I've done is I've taken the money that I was spending on leads, which was probably around $30,000, and I put that money back into my people. And the great thing is I don't have to spend that much because there are things that I'm doing that are less than 30 grand, if that makes sense. So I'm reaching more people, spending less money, and that has been awesome. So I'm going to talk to you about what you should do to do something like that. You need to pick 3 categories of people to invest that money in. Now for me, it's past clients, so that's my first category. It's the neighborhood / sphere, because a lot of my sphere is my neighborhood. It kind of intertwines. And then the third is my fellow agent, because I found that I get a lot of referrals from my fellow agents across the country. So I'm trying to figure out ways to give back to them in addition to just the referral fee. So how are you going to love on those 3 categories? That's going to be the next step. So you've identified the 3 for you. It's going to look a little different. But then you're going to identify how you're going to love on those 3 categories. Now let's start with past clients. Here's what I do. I do handwritten notes, maybe 2-3 times a year, not asking for any business, just checking in, seeing how you're doing. I try to call about twice a year. I could probably increase that. I'm not a big phone person. I find a lot of my sphere are not big phone people, so sometimes I just do text. But it is good to have that call at least twice a year. I do client events. So things might change going forward, but as of right now, I had rented out a theater for the end of June to have the Top Gun 2 movie. And we pay for the theater, we pay for the movie ticket, we pay for popcorn and a drink, and it costs about $800. And I do that with a lender who splits it with me. So really it costs me about $400. And I usually get a title company to give some gifts or some giveaways. So what I did in the past is, for example, we did Star Wars 2 years ago. And I said, anybody that dresses up gets to be into a drawing to win these three prizes, and the title company paid for those three prizes. It's just a great way to get in front of your clients to show some appreciation. The other thing we've done is, and we do this every year, it's a pie or cake, because I turned to cake last year because Richmond has a very famous cake. And we give it away on the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. And what we do is sometime towards the end of October, we send out the announcement with, here are the 3 or 4 flavors you can pick from. Give us your order, and then come pick it up on Tuesday before Thanksgiving. We have 2 pickup times. We have an express pickup between 12 and 1, where we just literally sit in the parking lot somewhere and we hand it like a drive-through. We hand it to them. And then from 4 to 6, we typically have a happy hour. So you can come inside. We always do it at like a bar and grill. Come on in, have some appetizers on us, have a drink, and that's where we really get face-to-face and get that quality time with our past clients. Other things that we've done, I'm just giving you some examples. We had a financial event where I hired a money coach that came in and taught budget basics. And it was a 2-hour class. We had about 25 people show up, and they learned how to create a family budget. And now I can't even begin to tell you how happy that makes me feel, because I know several of those people signed up to work with that money coach. And in times like these, don't you think that they're going to remember that maybe they're better off if they're in their finances because of something small I did to help them? And that was an awesome event. It cost me $250 to hire the financial budgeting lady. And then I used Publix. They have a community room sometimes in your area. So if you have a Publix, I use their community room, $50 refundable deposit. So that didn't cost me anything. And then I used Publix to cater it. And we had fried chicken, mac and cheese, some cookies, some drinks. So just real comfort food. I would love to do a Top Golf event. All of these things are going to have to shift a little bit for the new climate. So we'll see. A March Madness event is always something fun. And another thing I'm looking to do is I want to do family photos at a picnic. So I want to rent like a bounce house and a candy cotton machine and be at a local park, and then have a photographer take those family photos and send that. So that's what I'm looking to do on the horizon. And the other thing I've done for my past clients, and this kind of goes into my sphere, is I've created a Raving Fans program. So they get all of these benefits if you're in this program. But the most exciting one for most people is the tool rental. So you get to rent for free from me certain tools, T-O-O-L. I know I have an accent that makes it sound like T-O-L-L, but tools, like my most requested one is the power washer. So you can borrow a power washer for me for free, a rug scrubber, a Sawzall, a power saw, a drill. I have a 5x8 utility trailer that you can come and get from my house. And as long as you have a trailer hitch on your car, you can take it to go get mulch to get your house ready for the market, or to bring home that new dishwasher. That utility trailer has been a nice welcome addition to the program, but we have tons of stuff. And I know somebody's gonna ask, no, I don't have anybody sign a waiver because I don't tend to work with people that are sue happy. If that worries you, then I say go ahead and talk to an attorney and see if they can write something up. But I don't do that. Do things ever break? Sure. Pretty sure my power washer is broken right now, but I've had it for about 3 years and it's been used constantly. So I'll just go buy another one for about $250 at Costco. But that is an added benefit to my past clients and my sphere, and they all know this. So when I go into a listing appointment, it's a different conversation. Oh, especially if you're competing. Well, let me tell you how we're a little different. And then I go into a lot of this stuff. So that's how we love on our past clients. By the way, the other thing I do, and this is free, so if you don't have any money right now to go and buy some power tools, but if you're going to invest in anything, I would start with that power washer. You can call all of your vendors and say, hey, listen, I'm going to call the 300 past clients or sphere in my database, and I need a reason to call because I don't want to call and just say, hey, who do you know that's looking to buy or sell? Nobody likes that. But I need a reason to call. Can you give me a discount code that I can give them? It's free advertising for you. Will they take me up on it? I don't know. But if they do, then you have a new customer. It's a win-win. And okay, great. You're going to give 10% off flooring because I have a flooring guy that gives 10% off all flooring if they go through him and they say RVA Home Team. So I have that from a flooring guy. I have it with a professional organizer where if you buy 4, you get the 5th session free. We have all sorts of discounts. I think I have 25 or 26 vendors, HVAC, plumbing. They've all given us discount codes to pass on to my past clients in Sphere. So that's how I love on my past clients. We do some other stuff too, but we only have like 25 minutes here for my session. Neighborhood Sphere, how do I love on them? Well, every year, the last day of school, which that's been thrown off right now because Virginia is kind of done with school at the moment, but typically I hold an ice cream social on the last day of school at the local park. And I just hire the Blue Bunny truck and I pay about $300. That gives me, I think, 175 treats. And I just say, come on over, have ice cream on us. I invite the entire neighborhood because I figured it out. Worst case scenario, if everybody in my entire neighborhood showed up, it would be about $3,500. That would be the best money I've ever spent, right? Typically, it costs me around $300, $400. That's how many people show up. But it's an annual thing. People have come to expect it. Not sure what I'm going to do this year because of the social distancing, but that's something that I do. We sponsor golf events here. So we have a local golf club, a private country club here. And so when they have the women's tournament that they have, I'm a sponsor. I give out some tchotchkes. I pay $100 to whatever. I'm a sponsor at my mom's club. So I give out swag for the fashion show. I give out raffle prizes if they ever need it. I engage. I took 15 women, maybe it was 14, over the holidays. I rented a Mercedes van, one of those like kind of like nice vans. I paid for the alcohol and I took them to a wreath making event. And that was awesome. It was just something I sponsored and I got to hang out with people I really love. And I do business with these people. So it was a great way to just interact with them. I've made donations. We're doing a new park. So we have something called Wishing Well Park. I made a significant donation to that. So I'm going to have my name on a bench. RVA Home Team, brokered by eXp Realty, on the bench. So that will be something that's kind of more of a legacy thing. I have not done this because the Girl Scouts beat me to it. But if you have a little park in your neighborhood, why not do one of those little libraries where you can put books in there and don't make it like look awful. Like don't make it, what am I trying to say? Don't put your brand everywhere, but you can have a nice little tag at the top that says sponsored by RVA Home Team, brokered by eXp Realty. You don't need it to be flashing lights. You know, you might even do that right now you could stock it with peanut butter or toilet paper. If you have extra toilet paper, you could just put a little free library or a little free giving tree out there. And that's something that you could do too. So that's how I'm loving on my neighborhood and my sphere. And then finally, my fellow agents, how am I loving on them? Well, you know, they do get the referral fee, but what I'm really trying to do is I'm also sending a Starbucks gift card saying, thanks a latte for the referral. Thanks for thinking of me. You should reward the action, not the outcome. Sometimes we get behind. I know I've gotten behind recently just with the current events, but that is something that we are striving to do for all of the agents that send us stuff. And then I also always share if they want it, when they refer to me, and even if you don't refer to me, I'm always sharing stuff, but if they want a copy of my listing presentation or my buyer presentation, you're helping me, I'm going to help you. So that's something that we do with the past clients. Another thing for your Raving Fans Club. So those are the 3 categories. This is kind of a little scattered on there, but those are the 3 categories that we love on. So to add them all to a Facebook page is what I was striving to do. And then Facebook got a little glitchy on me, so it hasn't been as successful as I would hope it would be. I'm hoping that glitch will get worked out. But I've added these people, Sphere, past clients. If we're Facebook friends, I add them and I just send a message, hey, I'm going to include you in this. This is where I love all my people. You know, all you're going to get from me is free stuff. Come on over. And, you know, if you don't want to join, I won't add you. But I ask and I put them in this group. And in there, I talk about the events. I put the link to events, even though I send that separately as well. But I'll put the link in there in case they missed it. I will take a Starbucks card and I will download $100, $150 on a Starbucks card. I'll take a screenshot of the pay of the barcode and I will put it on that private section in Facebook and I'll say, hey, thanks a latte for supporting me. It's cold outside. Why don't you go have a drink on me? Try to keep it to a $5 minimum so more people can partake. once I did that public and somebody in Nashville, not even my sphere, used $77 of it. So do it privately, do it in that private group, or text it to people and just say, hey, I've loaded some money on here, first come, first serve, try to keep it to $5 per, per person. But that has been wonderful for me to have that in there. We connect with them on Instagram, LinkedIn, all that kind of stuff. So that is how we're really loving on those people. On Facebook, we try to love on those people as well. So I view Facebook as my lead gen time. I actually had an agent reach out to me the other day, and she was like, Shannon, help me. Please help me understand how you get 300 comments on here and how you have time for that. And I said, well, I get them because when I ask a question, I'm asking questions about you. And when you actually answer, I respond thoughtfully. I don't let one response from somebody else go unanswered. Because if you and I were having a conversation in real life and you asked me a question and I just did this, it's uncomfortable when you're having a conversation on Facebook. So if somebody took the time to comment on something that I asked or what have you, I'm going to comment back, and it's how you learn about others. It's called relationships. And so that's how I get so many comments and stuff, because I'm investing in people and I'm trying to reframe things to find out about others. That way, when we do business together down the road, and this happens a lot, I will get somebody 6-8 months from now that I've been engaging with forever, and now I know a little bit about them, and it makes it a better feel. What my favorite thing to do is when I find somebody is going to Disney, to find out where they're staying, and you could call it Disney Florals and something, I forget the name. I'll look it up for you if you really want to know it. And I've called ahead, and I've had Mickey ears and the autograph book in their room when they get there, ready for them to go out. It's just a special touch that nobody else is doing. I know Alex Wang has done this with, he finds out when somebody's where they're going for their honeymoon, and he has had strawberries and champagne waiting in their rooms. I mean, it's just those little differences that will make you stand out. And on Facebook, I really follow Hank of Ink and his 36 to Life, and make 50 likes or hearts or comments a day, and make 20 thoughtful comments on a post, and have a real conversation with somebody on Messenger, and then maybe get off of Messenger and have a conversation with somebody else. So I really love that. But be interested in others, and that will help you move forward. Now, some little extras that I'm going to share with you, because I have maybe a few more minutes before we open it up to questions. I know I talk really fast. Sorry. What else we are doing? We wanted to implement something that would make you have an amazing experience when you are actually in a transaction. So everything I talked about before this was about getting business, attracting business to you, right? That was about that. Well, we want to have to give you an amazing experience during. So we earned your business. Now we want to earn your referrals beyond that. So some of the things that we do is, let's talk about buyers. So we get a buyer agreement signed. Okay, great. Then we're going to send you a handwritten note. Oh, so novel, Shannon. I know. Trust me, most people aren't doing it. But we would like to send you a handwritten note after we do that. Then when we meet for our first tour, we're giving you a gift bag. And it's just these brown bags that I ordered off of Amazon. And in that bag, I have a custom coloring book. And look, it's funny. I have me in there. The first one is a house, but that's the only place where it talks about me. And it just says, hey, I'm Shannon, your RVA realtor, and can't wait to show you around our city. Let's get started with what I know best houses throughout our fine city. You'll find marvelous styles of architecture like this magnificent Tudor home that says real estate. But then that's the only place I talk about real estate. Everything from there on out is about our city. So I talk about the Virginia State Capitol and the history. I talk about St. John's Church, because Richmond is rich in history. I have the Poe Museum. I have the Raceway, a couple other things, Virginia Museum. I have the Botanical Gardens, and then I have the Jefferson at the end. And I wrote this little story. It only took me about an hour to write it. And then where you get this, because I know somebody's going to ask me, you get this, you can order this through curiouscustom.com. Curiouscustom.com. And all you have to do is come up with get some pictures from Google of the places that you would like to be turned into a coloring book, write your own little story. They draw it, put it together, had it printed. So there it is on the front. And then on the back, I just talk about us a little bit. This is awesome. So when I meet with people and they have kids, they get that. And I also put some crayons in there. So they have that as well. They will also get our home buying book that I wrote. I wrote this a long time ago, but listen, you put the time in up front. If you've got extra time right now, this is the stuff you could be doing. But I do the steps to the home buying process. So I have all the steps in here. I talk about the do's and don'ts of a successful real estate transaction, types of home sales. So we're talking about new construction, resale, for sale by owner, your team of professionals. I have that listed. I talk about our MVP club in here. So they get this as well. They get a couple granola bars. So we have that, couple waters, couple things of chocolate. And we put all of that in there, and that's what they get when we go touring. By the way, for my sellers, I do have a seller's guide that I wrote that talks about preparing home for sale, tips for scheduled showings, determining the value of your home. So they get that if you're a seller. But back to the buyers. So they get all of this stuff in this little kit. I think I have about 4 minutes before we're going to open it up to questions. So they get that when we first tour. Then we write an offer and we get them under contract. And then we send them, I don't have them here because I send them, but we have brownies, send out brownies. Or I've been using banner season because banner season is a little cheaper now than send out brownies. But I send out some brownies, just congratulating them on their going under contract. Well, once we get them through home inspection, we send them this. Now this is a custom luggage tag. If you can see it, it says home, and it has Virginia and a heart over Richmond, and it says Richmond, VA. So we'll send this to them and we'll say, congratulations for getting through home inspection. It's time to pack your bags. And so we send them this. I can get you the name of that. That was through, I got it from a place in Loudoun County, and they do these custom tags. So if you want that, you can always message me later, or I could come back and put it in here. So that's what we do for our buyers. And then once we close, we get them some kind of thoughtful gift. We've done, my buyer agent has actually bought Adirondack chairs and fire pits, digital frames. We were taking, at the walkthrough with the sold sign, we'd take a picture of the client, and then we would get a digital frame and upload that, and then we would give it to them at closing. We had already had it there. You don't need to brand it. They're going to remember a thoughtful gift. For sellers, we do very similar stuff, except for we do the brownies, we do the handwritten note, we do the brownies, except for when they go under contract, if they're moving away, we send them a packing kit, and it comes with one of these. So you get one of these, you get 2 things of tape, a box cutter, and a utility knife. Y'all, it's $8 on Amazon Prime, and it just gets delivered to them, and we just say, you know, congrats on getting through home inspection. It's time to pack your bags, and they get this so that they can start doing those kinds of items, getting their house ready to go. But that's pretty much, I mean, I've got a lot more that I do. Something I've done recently is Cheryl and Company, because we can't go out to stores. Cheryl and Company often has a $9.99 delivered cookie sampler. So you get 6 cookies, and then they send a $10 gift card. Well, because we're in quarantine or self-isolating, I spent $800 the other day. I know it's a lot, but you don't need to spend $800. And I sent 80 people these cookies. And I didn't ask for any business. I just said, sending you some fun, because they're sparkly cookies. They're blue and pink, and there's sparkles on them. And I just said, sending you some fun during this crazy time. Please know that we are here if you need us. Stay healthy, stay safe. Shannon and Lisa. Lisa's my business partner. She's my buyer agent. So those are some things that we're doing. But in the end, just do the right thing when the opportunity arises. Invest in people. You know, we've paid for re-inspects for people when it's not our fault. But, you know, the other side, if they didn't do something or it looks shoddy, we've paid that. Those little things, that might be our closing gift. Matter of fact, we just paid for an inspection for somebody that can't afford to do one on new construction, and she was going to not do it. And I was like, I don't want that. So we decided to pay for that as our closing gift. They will remember these things. I've got a lot more of this. Feel free to reach out ever if you want some help, but I hope that gets you started. Use this time wisely sit down, implement some systems, get it into place.
Shannon, you are amazing. Wow, that is so cool. I'm just like, I got a page full of notes here.
Oh, good. I'm sorry, I talk fast, but I have a lot to put in.
Oh, it's so awesome. I also we have one question that I don't think we were able to answer, because I think there was a lot of questions, but you were answering them kind of as they were coming in. You anticipated them. One of them is the tools that you're buying for the rental program. Do you know if those are tax deductible?
My husband believes they are, but we are not accountants. So I would say check with your accountant.
Okay.
But they are for business purposes. We get the benefit of using them ourselves too. And we bought a shed that holds all of this stuff. And I believe we wrote off the shed because it is all for the business. So you want to check with your accountant though, because I'm not going to tell you that it is.
Right. That's awesome. And then let's see, this is great stuff. Do you do a child listing agreement? I've never heard of that.
I've heard of that, where like if the kid is being well behaved or something, that they get like a PlayStation or something at the end. I don't. Frankly, most of my clients, every now and again they'll have a kid with them. They'll get the coloring book and that have you. I'm not looking to spend, go to the expense of a PlayStation. And what I'm finding is a lot of my buyers are trying to leave the kids at home anymore when they can. I don't have a lot of kids with me. I do take the coloring book as well to a listing presentation, because then I usually run into the kids. And when I give them that, they'll sit down and they'll color.
Okay. So a question I'm going to ask everybody today is, the time where we're at right now, we're cooped up. What is advice that you would give to an agent? You're talking to me, I need advice. What would you tell me that I need to be doing during these times?
Get up and work. So I watched, I'll be honest, I've been going through a little funk myself, right? We all have these moments and we all react to things differently, and anxiety. I watched Current Mood last night on Instagram Live, which is not Instagram Live, Instagram TV, which is John Mayer's channel. He's kind of funny, whatever, but he had some great advice. If you notice, today's the first day I've done my hair, I've done my makeup. I actually have real clothes on. It's not just business on top, party on the bottom. I actually have some.
You're fully
nice
dressed.
I'm fully dressed. And he had some good advice. He's like, you got to separate your night from your day. You need to get up, get dressed, get showered, get dressed, go work, put your work hat on, do it. And then at like 6 o'clock, you go put your soft clothes on and you can call it a day. And you have to, and I thought that was amazing advice. You have to separate it, because what was happening for me is I wasn't doing my hair, wasn't doing my makeup. Lord, I hadn't showered for 3 days. Let's be honest. And it makes you less productive. You cannot stop working during this time. That being said, I think you got to be careful of how you sell to people. You do have a fiduciary to your clients to continue to sell their listings and what have you, but be a pillar in your community. You don't need to be out there like, hey, how would you feel quarantined in this house? It rubs me the wrong way. If it rubs me the wrong way, it might rub others the wrong way. There are ways for you to give back. Be a pillar in your community. Keep your head down. Take this time. If you're slow, put the systems in place. This too shall pass, and the strong are going to survive.